Yes, Jets. What is going on, Jet fans? And welcome back to another episode of the Jets Ward. I am your host, Ryan Ward, and I'm so excited to be back with you guys. Got a fun one for you guys in this episode. But first, if you have been here before, welcome back. You know I always love having you guys in the Jets Ward. Whether you're a Jets fan or not, you are always welcome here. Same goes for those new people here. If you are new to the Jets Ward, you are always welcome here. Whether you're a Jets fan or a fan of another team, does not matter. This is a safe space for you, and I always welcome anybody who's willing to just talk football. And I'd love to hear you guys' opinions as well. So, guys, it's been interesting for the New York Jets. The mandatory minicamps are over. OTAs are done. And it's so good to see all of these players buying into AG and buying into this culture that it seems like AG is building. But there are still big holes that the New York Jets have on this team. And one of the biggest holes that we have is at wide receiver. Now, not wide receiver one, because we all know that Garrett Wilson is a young star in the making. Honestly, he's had 1,000-yard receiving yards with awful quarterback play these past years. And he's a leader on this team. He gets emotional. He wants to be here. He's already said he wants to be here for the long haul. Now it's just time to get him a contract. Getting into that, though, after him, the wide receiver 2 options fall off dramatically, in my opinion. So we have Josh Reynolds, we have Allen Lazard, we have Tyler Johnson, we have Arian Smith, Quentin Skinner, Jamal Pritchett, we have Malachi Corley. We have all of these receivers here, and let's be honest, they wouldn't be wide receiver 2s on a lot of teams. They'd be wide receiver 3 or 4 or even just special teamers. Allen Lazard, apparently, too. The Steelers are checking in on him because, as we know, they got our former quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, over there, and he loves himself some Allen Lazard. So could the Jets be moving on from him? I doubt that. I don't think the Jets, with how our wide receiver room is at the moment, would be moving on from him. But there are reports out there at this point that newly free agent signed Josh Reynolds is stepping up and looks like in a landslide is becoming our wide receiver 2 option. Now, for the positives, he played in this system when he was in Detroit. So he knows the system. He's a veteran. And when he's healthy, he's pretty solid. He can get open. He's a bigger bodied receiver, solid blocker. But the problems are health. He was hurt a lot last year, and he only played, I believe, in 9 games, if that. And he split it between the Jaguars and Denver. First Denver, then Jaguars. And he was hurt a lot of the season. So health has been a big issue in his career. He also dealt with a good amount of drops last year, or drops in his career as well. Something we've dealt with Allen Lazard. So that's a big issue as well, in my opinion. We killed Lazard for it. Would we be getting something of the same with Josh Reynolds? So as Jet fans, we have a lot of opinions on this. Wide receiver 2 is a very important option when we have Mason Taylor probably going to be getting the second most amount of receptions, and he's our rookie tight end. Breece Hall, running back, solid receiver out of the backfield. He might get a lot of looks. But we all know Garrett Wilson is the number 1 receiver on this team. We need to get him some help. Should we trust Josh Reynolds? And honestly, looking at him, he's been showing out in the minicamp and in OTAs. He's being a leader there, and he wants to help this team out a ton. Can we trust him? If he stays healthy, in my opinion, I think he could be an okay wide receiver 2 in a season where it could be a rough first year for AG. There's a lot of unknowns about this team. We really built this team on depth pieces and didn't go after those big stars. Could we trade for a younger receiver? Maybe. I doubt it in this first year. I think next offseason might be the one where we go after some of those bigger guys. But Josh Reynolds, could he be serviceable? I think so. And this offense, I see them doing more run plays. And he's probably the best blocking receiver that we have on this team who knows the system already. And he's been looking really good in minicamp. But like I said, it's a big drop off after Garrett Wilson. So, are there options out there that could be a better fit? And I came up with a list of players that I think could become better options and would push Josh Reynolds down to wide receiver 3, which I would be more comfortable with. And the first one, as everybody knows, and these names are going to be ones that have been spread around so much. And one of them is Keenan Allen. Now, apparently the Jets have been rumored to be interested in him. I don't know how accurate that is because the Jets have been moving in silence. Nobody really knows what they are going to be doing. Keenan Allen, does he make sense for the New York Jets? I don't think so. I would love to see him on the Jets. But the problem is he's older. He's just coming off a decent season with the Chicago Bears. He's getting older. I think he'd want to go to a team where he has a chance to win a championship. So like the Eagles, I doubt they would sign another receiver. Maybe the Bills would be interested. Chargers could be interested. There's a lot of championship teams, caliber teams out there that could be interested in his services, and he could help out that team that's just on the cusp, that needs one more weapon. I think Cardinals make a ton of sense for him, in my opinion. Seattle would make a lot of sense for him, in my opinion, being that big-bodied receiver. He still has a lot of talent, but he is on the older age, and I don't think he fits what the Jets are trying to do at this stage early in AG's tenure with the Jets. So Keenan Allen would be nice. It would be interesting, but I don't think the Jets go after him. But again, would I be mad if they did? No, but I doubt that it happens. Another one that we've heard a lot about, Amari Cooper, and a lot of Jets fans are not happy with this one. So Amari Cooper is an interesting one because he's had so much talent in this league. He has shown flashes, especially with the Cowboys, the Raiders, with the Browns too. He showed some flashes. Then he went to the Bills last year and was a complete dud. The Bills were a receiver, needed receiver help last year. He was supposed to go over there and be their standout wide receiver 1 to show that he still got it. And he really didn't play that much. He really didn't give them much. Khalil Shakir stepped up. Keon Coleman had flashes. Amari Cooper didn't really do anything for them. He had one good game, and that was the first game he played where he had a touchdown. Other than that, nothing really. Now, do you take the risk on him? Well, if you don't take the risk on Keenan Allen, I doubt you do it on Amari Cooper, who is more injury prone than Keenan Allen and has actually showed signs of declining. So I don't think Amari Cooper honestly fits the system as well. And honestly, if he goes back to what he used to be, he's a solid number 2 wide receiver on the cusp of being a wide receiver 1B to Garrett Wilson. The problem is injuries have taken their toll on him, and he looks like a step slower as well. So Amari Cooper would be a flashy signing for the New York Jets, but I don't think they're interested in that flash signing at this point in AG's coaching tenure. So Amari Cooper, I don't think would be another fit, but it could be an option. One that I think does make sense is Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis is only 26 years old, has shown flashes in this league of being a really solid receiver, showed flashes with the Buffalo Bills. He had great games with them. Jacksonville as well. Problem with him is he'll have one great game, and then you won't hear about him for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or he'll be injured. Injuries taking their toll on him, but he's still a younger receiver, and I think he fits this system a lot better than like a Keenan Allen or an Amari Cooper. I think he really, really would fit the system really well. Would the Jets go after him? He does fit the age group that the Jets have been targeting. It's all about desire to win and the grittiness, competition. Could he be the type of receiver that we would want? Maybe. I would be more keen on this one than a Keenan Allen or a Amari Cooper. So if the Jets made this move, I think that would be a better move for the New York Jets than an Amari Cooper or Keenan Allen. So honestly, I would be happy with this one. But again, injuries are a big issue. And one that I also think, the last one that I got for you, is DJ Chark. I think Chark is really underrated. He is a solid speed receiver who, decent speed, but also great size. And when healthy, has great hands. Didn't really show much for the Chargers last year, but again, injuries he dealt with. And I think he could be a solid number 2. He's just another depth piece, a role piece, but a complement to Garrett Wilson. I think he could be beneficial to them. Now, I'm only focused on the free agent wide receivers in this video. I'm not really focusing on the trade candidates for the New York Jets because, honestly, I don't think that the New York Jets trade. I don't think they're going to trade more capital for other pieces. If anything, they're going to see what they have in these young pieces. They're not going to go for some bigger names. I know it'd be fun to go for a Chris Olave. It would be fun to go for a Jordan Addison. It would be fun to go for a Jameson Williams. Who would be fun? But again, I think the Jets are going to keep the pieces that they have and the picks that they have. They don't have a third-round pick this coming in the 2026 draft. So that would be a big issue. We're already down a couple pieces. So honestly, I think Josh Reynolds, you're going to see him as your wide receiver number 2, unless Arian Smith or Quentin Skinner take a step forward. Jamal Pritchett's another name to watch. Can Malachi Corley take a step forward? There's so many question marks. Tyler Johnson's another name that could surprise us as well. Hasn't gotten a real opportunity with the Rams the past couple of years. Could the Jets be his shining spot? I don't know. Does Alan Lazard take another step forward? As of now, Josh Reynolds, I think, makes a lot of sense as our wide receiver number 2. But again, like a lot of Jets fans, I'm not confident with this wide receiver core. If Garrett Wilson gets hurt, honestly, I'm not happy with a wide receiver room of Josh Reynolds, my number 1 receiver, and Alan Lazard, my number 2. I honestly can't be happy with that. Does it happen? I'm really hoping not. But it's something to think about. Do the Jets make another move for another wide receiver, a wide receiver 2 to complement Garrett Wilson? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. And again, thank you so much for joining me in the Jets Ward. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video.